Hey, Wellness Warriors, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm Ryan Brooks,
And I'm Sophie Lane.
and today we're diving deep into the world of pain management.
Specifically, how mindfulness can really make a difference.
Now, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and share this episode with your friends.
It really helps the channel grow and lets us keep bringing you these deep dives.
So for this deep dive, we're going to be dissecting a script from another wellness podcast.
Extracting the most valuable and thought-provoking info for you guys.
It's packed with intriguing research findings,
The personal anecdotes.
and even what they call a secret weapon solution.
Ooh, I love a good secret weapon.
Always a sucker for a good story, and this source has a compelling one.
But first, let's talk numbers.
Right, let's get into it.
The source highlights this pretty alarming statistic.
Okay.
Over 50 million U.S. adults experience chronic pain,
Wow, that's a lot of people.
according to the National Institutes of Health.
And it's not just physical, right?
It impacts mental and emotional well-being, too.
It's a ripple effect.
Yeah, imagine constant pain day in and day out.
I don't want to think about it.
It can easily lead to stress, anxiety, even
Mhm.
depression.
Oh, absolutely.
It affects your relationships, your work, your entire quality of life.
I mean, your whole world kind of shrinks.
Right. And the source highlights some common mistakes
Okay.
that people make in managing pain, things that might actually be making things worse.
Let's hear it.
All right, mistake number 1,
Hit me.
ignoring the root cause of the pain and just masking it with medication.
Okay, that makes sense. You need to fix the problem, not just cover it up.
Exactly. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone.
Right. It might offer temporary relief, but it won't actually solve anything.
Sometimes we reach for that quick fix,
Sure.
but addressing the root cause is crucial for long-term relief.
All right, so what's mistake number 2?
Overlooking the power of mindfulness practices.
Now, this is where it gets interesting.
Right.
There's actual scientific research backing this up.
They cite a study
Okay.
from JAMA Internal Medicine. Wow, JAMA.
Which found that mindfulness meditation can improve pain management by up to 40%.
That's huge.
That's a significant improvement.
What is mindfulness meditation exactly?
In its simplest form, it's about focusing on your breath and being present in the moment without judgment.
You acknowledge the pain, but don't let it consume you.
That's it.
So it's not about pretending the pain isn't there,
No,
but rather shifting your relationship to it.
exactly.
Now, before we dive deeper into mindfulness, I have to mention this game-changing solution the source keeps talking about.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
It's a natural blend of anti-inflammatory ingredients.
Okay.
They claim is even better than morphine,
Wow, that's a bold statement.
but without the negative side effects and risk of dependency.
Interesting.
It's important to remember that we're not endorsing this specific product.
Of course not.
However, it's interesting to see how they frame their message.
Right.
Appealing to the desire for a natural and effective solution.
Absolutely. It plays into the growing interest in natural remedies. But as always, critical thinking is key.
Always.
Okay, so back
Yeah.
to the practical stuff.
Let's do it.
The source outlines several specific mindfulness techniques anyone can use.
Like what?
Starting with meditation, they suggest just 10 minutes a day.
10 minutes.
Seems so simple, yet so many people struggle to find the time.
I think it's about shifting your perspective.
Okay, how so?
Instead of viewing it as another chore on your to-do list, consider it an investment in your well-being.
I like that.
Even 5 minutes of focused breathing can calm your nervous system,
Okay.
reduce stress,
Fair.
and ultimately influence your pain perception.
It's amazing how such a small time commitment can have such a big impact.
It really is.
Another technique they mention is the body scan.
Oh, I love body scan.
Have you ever tried this?
Absolutely.
What is that?
It's a fantastic way to cultivate body awareness.
Okay.
You lie down and systematically bring your attention to different parts of your body,
Okay.
noticing any sensations,
Mm-hmm.
warmth, tingling, tightness, pressure, without judgment.
Interesting.
It helps you identify where you're holding tension and consciously release it.
Like a mental map of your body.
Yeah, exactly.
Helping you pinpoint and address those areas of discomfort.
And speaking of addressing discomfort,
Yes.
don't forget to hit that like button and share this episode with your friends.
We're unpacking so much valuable information here.
We want to make sure it reaches as many wellness warriors as possible.
So true.
Now, in addition to meditation and the body scan,
Yeah.
the source highlights mindful movement,
Okay.
which could include things like yoga or tai chi.
I love yoga.
These practices combine physical activity with present moment awareness,
Mm.
promoting flexibility, strength, and balance,
Okay.
while calming the mind.
I love that combination of physical and mental benefits.
Right.
Definitely found yoga helpful for pain management.
Me too.
And the source actually shares a compelling story
Oh, I love stories.
about Sarah,
Okay.
a busy mom who is struggling with back pain.
Oh, I know so many moms with back pain.
Her pain was impacting her life in so many ways,
Like how?
from her mood
Mm-hmm.
to her energy level.
Makes sense.
She was constantly irritable and exhausted.
I've been there.
It's a perfect example of how pain can seep into every aspect of our lives.
Creating a vicious cycle of discomfort and distress.
But Sarah's story takes a turn for the better.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
When she starts incorporating mindfulness practices into her routine,
Tell me more.
she starts with those 10 minutes of meditation we talked about,
Okay.
adds in some gentle yoga.
Love it.
And guess what?
What?
Her mornings start to change.
Really?
She's less stiff.
Wow.
She has more energy.
That's great.
And she's even able to enjoy playing with her kids again.
That's so heartwarming.
It's a powerful illustration of how these simple practices can have such a tangible impact on daily life.
I love that.
It really is.
It's a reminder that small changes can lead to significant shifts in well-being.
Absolutely.
By embracing mindfulness, Sarah was able to reclaim her vitality and find joy in her everyday experiences.
Really inspiring.
Before we move on to explore more about Sarah's journey,
Yes.
I'd like to remind our listeners to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. We
Mhm.
love hearing from you
Absolutely.
and learning about what resonates with you.
Totally.
Now the source has one final nugget of wisdom to share.
Okay, let's hear it.
A bonus tip.
All right.
It suggests keeping a pain diary.
Ooh, a pain diary.
To track your pain levels, triggers, and the effectiveness of different techniques.
Like what kind of things would you track?
Think of it as becoming a detective of your own pain.
Okay.
You gather data, look for patterns, and figure out what works best for you.
Right.
This self-awareness is key to personalized pain management.
Yeah, because everyone's pain is so different.
Exactly.
And what works for one person might not work for another.
It's all about finding what works for you.
I love that.
But why not start a pain diary today?
Great idea.
Welcome back, wellness warriors.
You know what struck me about Sarah's story?
What's that?
Is how her pain was affecting her life beyond just the physical discomfort.
Yeah.
It was impacting her mood, her energy levels, her interactions with her kids.
Right.
It's as though the pain was casting a shadow over her entire world.
It's so true. Pain has a way of seeping into every aspect of our lives.
It really does.
It impacts our mood, our relationship, our productivity, even our sense of self.
Wow.
It creates this vicious cycle
Okay.
where pain leads to stress, which then further exacerbates the pain.
That's where mindfulness comes in, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
It's not just about reducing the pain itself,
Right.
but about changing how we relate to it, how we respond to it.
Precisely. Mindfulness helps us break that vicious cycle
Okay.
by creating space between the pain and our reaction to it.
So instead of getting swept away by the pain,
Yeah,
we learn to observe it with curiosity and non-judgment.
exactly. We learn to accept it as a temporary experience
Mm.
rather than resisting it, which often only intensifies it.
It's like taking a step back and acknowledging, okay, I feel this pain, but it doesn't define me. I can choose how I respond to it.
That shift in perspective can be incredibly empowering.
Totally.
When we stop fighting the pain and start approaching it with acceptance and curiosity,
Yeah.
we open ourselves up to new possibilities for healing.
And here's where things get really fascinating.
Okay, tell me more.
The source mentions that mindfulness can actually rewire the brain
Oh, wow.
to perceive pain differently.
It's like neuroplasticity in action.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
It is.
Our brains are incredibly adaptable.
So adaptable.
Through consistent mindfulness practice,
Yeah.
we can train our brains to become less reactive to pain signals.
So it's not about erasing the pain entirely,
No.
but rather changing how our brains interpret and respond to those signals.
So it's more about turning down the volume on the pain,
Yes.
not necessarily hitting the mute button.
That's a great way to put it. And it's
Right.
backed by science.
Oh.
Studies have shown that regular mindfulness meditation
Okay.
can actually lead to structural changes in the brain,
Wow.
specifically in areas associated with pain processing, emotion regulation, and self-awareness.
So it's not some mystical concept.
Yeah.
There's real evidence that it can physically alter the way our brains work.
I know some of our listeners might be thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but how do I actually start incorporating mindfulness into my busy life?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's often simpler than we think.
Right.
Remember those techniques we discussed earlier?
Like what?
Meditation, the body scan, mindful movement?
Yes.
Those are all fantastic starting points.
Even a few minutes of focused breathing each day can make a difference.
And don't forget the pain diary.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Such a valuable tool for understanding your pain patterns
Absolutely.
and how different techniques influence your experience.
If you're finding this deep dive helpful, don't forget to give this episode a like and share it with your friends.
We love that.
Spreading this knowledge is a great way to support our channel
Mm.
and empower others to find relief from pain.
Now let's circle back to that secret weapon solution.
Okay.
That natural blend of anti-inflammatory ingredients.
Right.
It's marketed as being even better than morphine without the downsides.
Bold claim.
While we're not endorsing any specific product, it's worth analyzing how it's being positioned.
It definitely plays on our desire for a quick fix.
Yeah.
And the growing trend of seeking natural remedies.
However, it's crucial to be discerning.
Always.
Just because something is natural doesn't automatically guarantee its safety or effectiveness for everyone.
Exactly. It's crucial to do your research.
Definitely.
Consult with your healthcare provider and approach any product claims with a healthy dose of skepticism.
For sure. What's important is the underlying message.
Which is
That exploring options beyond conventional pain medication is worthwhile.
it's about taking an empowered approach to your health, being proactive, advocating for yourself. This might involve a combination of conventional treatment,
Right.
mindfulness practices, lifestyle changes, and perhaps even natural remedies.
It's all about finding what works best for you individually.
Exactly.
This often requires some experimentation and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone.
For sure.
However, the potential rewards are significant.
Like what?
Greater comfort, improved well-being, and a renewed sense of vitality.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Wellness Warriors. As we wrap up our deep dive into mindfulness and pain management, I want to revisit this idea that mindfulness can rewire the brain to perceive pain differently.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It really is.
This is where ancient wisdom meets modern neuroscience.
Right.
For centuries, mindfulness practices have been praised for their ability to ease suffering. Now science is catching up, providing evidence that these practices can actually change the structure and function of our brains.
It's pretty mind-blowing. So how does this rewiring happen?
Yeah.
What's going on in our brains when we practice mindfulness?
It's a complex process, but essentially mindfulness strengthens certain neural pathways
Oh,
while weakening others.
interesting.
Imagine a well-worn path in a forest.
Right.
The more you walk it,
Mm-hmm.
the clearer and more defined it becomes.
Yeah.
Similarly, when we consistently practice mindfulness, the neural pathways associated with present moment awareness, emotional regulation,
Okay.
and non-judgmental observation
Got it.
become stronger and more efficient.
So it's like we're training our brains to respond to pain skillfully
Exactly.
rather than being hijacked by our habitual reaction.
And on the flip side,
Mm-hmm.
the neural pathways associated with rumination,
Okay.
worry, and negative self-talk.
Right. All those mental habits that tend to amplify pain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Become weaker and less dominant.
It's as if we're pruning the overgrown branches of our minds.
I love that analogy.
Mhm.
Creating space for new, healthier patterns to emerge.
And this neuroplasticity isn't just theoretical, it's measurable. Studies using brain imaging techniques like fMRI have shown that long-term meditators
Yes.
have increased gray matter density in areas of the brain associated with attention, compassion, and emotional regulation.
Fascinating.
They also show decreased activity in the amygdala,
Oh, wow.
the brain's fear center,
Right.
which is often overactive in people experiencing chronic pain.
So mindfulness is literally changing the physical structure of our brains.
It really is.
And these changes lead to real benefits.
Like what?
Less reactivity to pain, improved emotional well-being, and a greater sense of control.
And the impact extends beyond the brain.
It does.
Mindfulness also affects the body in profound ways.
Tell me more.
It can lower levels of stress hormones like cortisol,
Mm-hmm.
reduce inflammation,
Wow.
improve sleep quality,
Mm-hmm.
and even boost the immune system.
It's a whole body approach to pain management,
It is.
addressing it from multiple angles.
Absolutely.
It's not about masking the symptoms, but rather creating an environment within ourselves that's conducive to healing and well-being.
The beauty of mindfulness is its accessibility.
It really is.
You don't need any special equipment or expensive gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
All you need is your breath, your body, and a willingness to cultivate present moment awareness.
It's like we have this incredible superpower within us.
I do.
Just waiting to be unlocked.
And speaking of unlocking potential, if you're enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell.
We'd love to have you join our community.
That way you won't miss out on future episodes exploring fascinating topics like this one.
Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final thought.
Okay.
We've discussed the science behind mindfulness,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately it's an experiential practice.
Okay.
It's about direct experience, not just intellectual understanding.
I like that.
I encourage you to go beyond the information we've shared and explore mindfulness for yourself.
Yeah.
Experiment with different techniques, see what resonates with you, and discover how it can transform your relationship with pain and enhance your overall well-being.
That's the perfect takeaway, isn't it?
It is.
It's not enough to just hear about mindfulness. You
Yeah.
have to actually practice it to experience its full potential.
So true.
So Wellness Warriors, your challenge this week is to carve out even just 5 minutes each day for mindfulness.
You got this.
Whether it's mindful breathing, a short body scan meditation, or gentle yoga, commit to yourself and see what unfolds. We're eager to hear about your experiences, so feel free to share your insights and aha moments in the comments below.
Remember, this is a journey, not a destination.
Mm-hmm.
There will be days when your mind wanders,
Yeah.
when you feel impatient or frustrated. That's okay.
Totally.
The key is to gently guide your attention back to the present moment with kindness and curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
The more you practice, the more natural and effortless it becomes.
Absolutely.
And who knows, you might discover that mindfulness is not only a powerful tool for pain management,
Mm-hmm.
but also a gateway to greater peace, joy, and fulfillment in all areas of your life.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, Wellness Warriors. Until next time, be well and keep exploring the power within. You can also support us by subscribing, sharing this episode, and leaving a comment. We appreciate your support in helping us grow this channel.
Thanks for listening, everyone.